size countries. Friends, sorry for the delay of 10 minutes. So let us start the orientation of geography. So as I usually say, the first thing you need to do for any subject before preparing for any kind of examination, not only UPSC CSE, is to go through the syllabus. However, please note that the syllabus given in the UPSC notification is not very specific. It's highly general. For example, for UPSC Prelims examination, they have just mentioned physical and human geography, that's all. So they have mentioned that either Indian geography or the world geography, both physical geography, hence human geography in the sense social and economic geography. So I would again discuss in detail what is physical geography, what are the topics under physical geography, and what is human geography. So human geography is actually social and economic geography. That's all they mentioned in the Prelims syllabus. So Prelims syllabus simply says Indian geography and world geography, and within each section, within India, within world, we have to prepare all that is physical geography and all social economic geography, that's all. But if you observe closely, the same type of headings, the same type of names are given for the NCERT books also. If you look at the NCERT books, right from 6th to 12th class NCERTs, if you have a look, particularly 11th and 12th NCERTs is like a comprehension of entire 6th to 10th. So some students ask me, sir, shall we start from 6th class? Yeah, if you have time, you can start from 6th class, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. But if you have less time, it is enough if you revise 11th and 12th. If you prepare 11th and 12th class properly, and then if you go to 6th class now, most of the 6th class, 7th, 8th, 9th grade, 10th grade geography would be a mere repetition of 11th and 12th. But don't neglect them. At least have a glance through all 6th to 10th class. For example, 11th class NCERT, if you look at the 11th NCERT, there are two books. One is the world, one is about the world, another is India. And both of them are physical geography. Physical. So for example, the world physical geography, they mentioned as fundamentals of physical geography like that. It's about the world physical geography. Friends, physical in the sense that which is natural. For example, how is the earth? How do you study the interior of the earth? How are oceans formed? How are winds occurring? The climate, the forests, all these naturally occurring things, in which the human being's intervention is very less, is generally called physical geography. So 11th class, both the textbooks are physical geography. The fundamentals of world physical geography and then Indian physical environment. They mentioned the physical environment is physical geography. Then this one. Then 12th NCERT also same two books, the world and India. It is again 12th class all about the human geography. Human geography in the sense what human beings create. Agriculture, industries, transportation, population, migration, all these things. So these things come under social, and actually social means the health, the population, education, this type of things. Economic means agriculture, trade, transportation, industries, mining, these things come under the economic. But social and economic together is called human geography. Involvement of human beings. What human beings create is called human geography. Okay? So 12th class all about the human geography. Same name, about the world, they mentioned as fundamentals of human geography. That's all. This is Indian people economy. You should definitely study these four textbooks. Very important for the prelims. See, friends, coming to the polity, economy, even history, environment, there are some standard books If you read those standard books, NCERT can be safely not read, but geography is not like that. NCERT is the most important source for geography. In fact, no other standard book is really required. If you have excess time, if you want to get a deep understanding on different things, then maybe you can read GC Leong, Go Chen Leong. In this Go Chen Leong also, everything is not really important. Only the climate, savanna climate, equatorial climate, Mediterranean climate. There are almost like 12 to 15 chapters on the climate. Only for that one, GC Leong is enough. But for oceanography or geomorphology, I'll come to all these things, no standard textbook is really required. NCERT is just enough. Okay, just believe in NCERT, read it multiple times. But this is not the case with history or economy, these things, where you cannot just rely on NCERT. You have to go through certain standard books or material. Okay, now, friends, now the same physical geography in 11th, human geography 12th, same thing are mixed in 6 to 12. 6 to 12, they have mixed that. World physical, Indian physical, world human, Indian human, like that. They have mixed it. Okay. Can you please call Ashok? Andy? What's that? It's coming right now. Now is it coming?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Okay. The rule like well, friends, coming to the mains. See, this is about the prelims. In the mains also, the syllabus is like very general and not very specific. For example, in the mains, they simply mentioned the entire geography syllabus in 3 points. They said, one is the world physical geography. Simply they mentioned world physical geography, which is nothing but 11th class textbook which they mentioned. World physical geography. Then they have mentioned, only about the resources and industries. For this, I would say 8th class NCERT is the best book. 8th NCERT. 8th NCERT is all about the resources. All about the resources. Resources means mostly natural resources. What are natural resources? The water bodies, water resources, land resources, soil, land resource, and forest resources, different types of forest, mineral resources across the world, the mineral resources which are naturally occurring. So, mineral resources in the sense, it can be energy resources, coal, petroleum, those resources, or it can be metallic resources or non-metallic, or even the resources occurring in the ocean or occurring on the land, anything. The overall resources, they have specifically mentioned in one point of main syllabus. Resources as well as industries. Industries also they mentioned. Here, all the primary industries, secondary, tertiary industries they have mentioned. So, they have given utmost importance to resource industries. So, you have to stress more upon that for mains preparation. Mostly, it is covered in 8th class NCERT textbook, which I would consider as the most important textbook for mains. 8th NCERT. Friends, one more thing is, the third thing actually is a subset of the first thing according to me. Though UPSC have mentioned especially one more point, they simply said that geophysical phenomena and landforms. But geophysical phenomenon means, as it may not be very clear to the students what it means, they have given some examples. Like geophysical phenomena like cyclones, like landslides, earthquakes, volcanoes. So they have mentioned. Okay, mostly it appears as the disasters, the volcanoes, lands, disasters, floods, not all these things. Similarly, the landforms in the sense mountains, the rivers, oceans, the ice caps, all these things. So that they mentioned specifically a third point, but in generally in any textbook, this thing is naturally covered in this part, physical geography of the world. So essentially, I would say there are the 2 points. Again, if you observe, it is not very clear. I mean, it's very general. So the prelim syllabus is very general, main syllabus is very general. But the namings that they gave are very close to NCERT textbooks. So just for NCERT. Now, some students ask me, sir, if I prepare 11th and 12th completely, will it be okay? Can I safely leave the 6th to 10th? But I would say no. Even till this year, there are some prelims questions, some mains questions, which you can write only from the 6th and NCERTs. For example, this year, there is a prelims question. In 2021, if you observe 2021 prelims, there is a question that clearly asked. The question actually goes like this: which of these following have highest water resource? I mean, is it like, they did not mention oceans, but groundwater? They mentioned groundwater, rivers, lakes, ice caps, atmosphere also. There is enough water, atmosphere also. Atmosphere is the moisture, the humidity, or the clouds. So what is there as in these different places? The question is about, for example, they asked whether ice caps has more water than rivers and lakes. The atmosphere has more water than rivers. This is clearly explained and mentioned in 7th class NCERT. You understand? So those students who have just gone through 7th NCERT, you don't need to by heart it. While reading 6th and 7th NCERT, you can visualize. Highest is oceans, almost 97% is in oceans. It's only in 7th textbook, not in any other NCERT. 97% of water is only in the oceans. And 2%, the highest 2% of water is in ice caps, highest amount of water. Then friends, compared to the rivers and lakes, actually atmosphere and groundwater has more amount of water. Generally, using the common sense, if you think, you will think that compared to atmosphere, rivers and lakes have more water. Natural atmosphere is more water than rivers. So, using common sense, you cannot answer these questions. You should have read NCERT, that's all. Only those students who read the textbook are able to answer the question directly, without any kind of guessing or whatever. So, I just gave one example. Like that, there are many things that directly come from 7th, 8th, 9th. For example, in 2015 prelims, there is a question about Sahara Mountains. See, for example, they sometimes give the mountains which won't be there in any other textbook except 6th class. For example, Atlas Mountains. Where are Atlas Mountains? Of course, see, you will be going through the world map. But you cannot by heart all the mountains in the world. You cannot by heart all the rivers in the world. India we can focus. You can by heart all mountains. But world you cannot by heart. So they are giving only those rivers or the mountains in the world which are either in NCERT or in current affairs. That's all. Either in current affairs or NCERT. They are not touching any other mountains or global mountains or rivers. Okay. So I have spent the last 5 minutes of time just to put in perspective the importance of NCERT. That's all. Otherwise, I am not able to explain this question. Now, friends, I have explained you the syllabus of UPSC in the last 20 minutes. Syllabus of UPSC. And then I have named the NCERT textbooks. But for those who do not know, let me show the NCERT document. I would say, let us start with 11th class. I would spend the next 15 minutes in telling you the important topics you should read from the NCERT. This is for the people who are the starting preparation. Those who have already gone through these books, you can skip the next 10 minutes of my class. Okay. This is the 11th class NCERT. See, one is the world physical geography, Second thing is the Indian physical geography, physical environments, whatever. So these books, I would say, the facts in these books never change. Human geography facts will change. You should not, I'll come to the human geography, but physical geography facts do not change. The amount of water, for example, if you come to the world physical geography, it's all about oceanography. How are waves formed? What are ocean currents? Expanse of the oceans. And then in geomorphology, interior of the earth, density of different layers of the earth, temperature of different layers of the earth, the P waves and S waves, in the volcanoes, earthquakes, earth physical geography. Different types of landforms formed by the glaciers, by the rivers, by the ocean waves, all these things will be there. Or climatology, the wave, the winds, the cyclones, atmosphere layers, composition of gases, these things never change. And I would say, out of all geography textbooks, this is the textbook which you actually have to spend more time on, because most of the topics here are very new or difficult to most of the students. Spend enough time. If you want to start preparing for geography, start with this book. This book alone takes 30 to 40% of your overall text about the facts from this section. Then, let's come to the Indian physical environment, the Indian geography. It's about the Indian rivers, the drainage system, which is a very important topic. Every year, around 2 questions are coming from what are the rivers, river mouth, where is the river originating, through which states the river is passing through. For example, this year there was a question. The question is, they have given the Indus river system. They have given the Indus river system. Then, for example, see, you take the main Indus river friend, you take the Indus river. Actually, Sutlej, river Sutlej directly joins Indus. Sutlej joins Indus. And Chenab directly joins Sutlej. Whereas Ravi and Bias join Chenab. Now the question is right like this. The question is, this is all Indus river system. In the Indus river system, which river directly joins Indus and other rivers will join that river? That's Sutlej. Understand? So you should have that kind of clarity in the river. It's called drainage system, rivers. So rivers are very important. Not only this question, this year one more question is there in prelims. That question is, this year in prelims, one more question is, they have given 4 rivers. They have given 4 rivers, and they have asked which of these 4 rivers are originating from Eastern Ghats. If you take India, Eastern Ghats. Which of these rivers? They give us the 4 rivers. Which of them are originating from the Eastern Ghats? So you should know about various rivers of India, where is their originating point, through which states they are flowing, and then previous year they asked you which of the following rivers are passing through Chota Nagpur Plateau, which of the following rivers are the tributaries of Narmada or distributaries of Ganga. So this is purely factual. So when you are reading that, keep a map with you, or in the Google also open a broad map, and what you are reading textbook now, underline that, make your own notes. Make your own notes and see the map. Because you should not only by heart, but also have a overall picture of the rivers of India. So Indian physical environment is about Indian rivers, Indian mountains, Indian landforms, the desert, the Himalayas, the islands, distance between the islands. For example, 2017 I think, the question was, which of the following islands is very close to Indonesia? Among the Andaman Nicobar, which is close to Indonesia, which Indonesian island is close to Andaman Nicobar Islands? So understand? So that you don't need to by heart. You should look at the map. Those students who have looked at the world map multiple times, Indian map multiple times, you look at multiple times, in your mind you have perspective of, okay, Andaman Nicobar is here, the Java is here, Sumatra is here, Sri Lanka is here. So these are closer than this one. The kind of picture you have developed. For example, 2018 prelims, one question from the map pointing was Delhi, for example. See, you take India map. Delhi is here, okay? Now they said that if you take the longitude along Delhi, which of the following Indian cities are very close to it? Is it Hyderabad? Is it Pune? Is it Bengaluru? Which one is very close to the long Delhi? So, see, in which textbook will they give all these things? You never take a textbook and by heart Ranchi latitude, Manipur, some Aizawl longitude, Delhi. You never by heart those things. But those students who look at the map multiple times, whatever you are reading from this book, whether the mountains or rivers or landforms, keep a map with you. What are you reading? Look at the map. If you do like that multiple times, in your mind the map will be very clear. Only such students can answer these kind of questions. For example, 2018 I think, one question was, if you want to come from Assam, Nagaland, if you want to come from Nagaland to Kerala, how many states you have to cross? Minimum states, how many? So you should have, the students who see map multiple times will know that Nagaland to Assam, from Assam you can come to West Bengal, from West Bengal to Orissa, Orissa to Andhra, to Karnataka or Tamil Nadu and Kerala. You understand? Like that you get a picture. That's why while reading this book, please look at a map. Without looking at map, anybody who studies by heart these things doesn't really matter. Okay? Now, see, in this Indian physical environment, they gave the India's climate. Indian climate is all about the monsoon. And monsoon is very important from mains point of view as well as prelims point of view. Friend, monsoon is like a very large topic. There are several reasons for monsoon. There are several theories for monsoon. Even today, there is no clear-cut evidence of when exactly monsoon occurs, when does it end, during the monsoon, why rainfall is less in this year. There is no clear-cut. Okay, it's a very large topic. I would say every student have to spend enough time on the Indian monsoon because from prelims point of view, mains point of view, very important, and this textbook has very clear description of Indian monsoon. Spend enough time on that. Winter season, summer season, seasons, all these things. Then natural vegetation is also important. For example, what happens, when you read natural vegetation, some facts will be there. For example, you take deciduous forest of India. What are the various trees in deciduous forest? Or tropical thorn forest of India. What are the various trees? Evergreen forest, various trees. Generally, when you are reading the trees or species in a particular deciduous forest, generally what you think, who will by heart all these things, not required. But I would say you have to by heart species, at least NCERT. Please don't buy very large books on the Indian physical geography by heart all those things. For example, this year there is a prelims question. The question is, see, Moringa means drumstick, tamarind. Tamarind, okay? Basically, the question is only about Moringa and tamarind. They said that, just 1 second please. See, they said that Moringa seeds are exported by India. One statement says that, which is true. They say that Moringa seeds are used as biofuel, which is also true. Correct. They say that tamarind is a minor forest product, which is true. Like that, they give some statements. Now, definitely you cannot answer the question completely. You cannot answer this question completely only from NCERT. But NCERT will give you 1 or 2 points. Out of the 4 statements that they give you in UPSC, 1 statement you can identify from NCERT. Remaining you have to go for a guess. But when can you go for a guess? If you are very sure about second statement from NCERT, you are very sure, okay, tamarind is a minor forest produce. Or Moringa is a deciduous tree, not a tropical evergreen tree. If you are clear on one step, you are very clear from NCERT. With that confidence, eliminate or you can do something. You understand? So, students who have never read this NCERT, difficult to answer that question. As you know, there are some questions completely cannot know from textbooks. You have to take a guess. But for make sure, confidence 1 or 2 seconds, that can be gained from the session. Okay. Then, for example, soils. Soils is very important. You should almost study the soils topic for 5 to 6 times. For example, even this year also, there is a prelims question stating that the black soil originated from which of the following? The answer is fissure volcano. Fissure is actually found in India. There is a fissure like this. Along the fissure, almost 65 million years ago, along the fissure, the volcano, the basaltic lava, has come out. It has spread through entire Maharashtra, parts of Karnataka and Telangana. We call it as the very good, Deccan lava plateau. Now, what's your name? Naveen, okay. Deccan lava plateau. Basically, the question is direct. The question is direct from the. Sometimes, see, this question is easy. Sometimes the questions are like, identify the soil based on the following parameters. One statement, in this soil, so and so crop will grow. The soil is like self-plowability. They use some 4 statements. Based on the features of the soil, you should identify the soil. So it's very important topic. Understand? So almost every topic is important from this point of view. Natural hazards and disasters is a separate topic. And I told you, in the main syllabus means one entire geophysical phenomena they gave now. Directly they gave geophysical phenomena, volcanoes, landscapes, earthquakes. But friends, we have to add it with current affairs. Geography mains geography is becoming more and more current affairs. This year they asked about volcanoes. Explain various volcanoes occurred in the last 2 years, last 3 years. So if you study newspaper, you have to learn the recently occurred volcanoes. For example, Tonga came after the mains, but even then, you understand? So this textbook is useful for prelims as well as mains, very important. But river drainage is only for prelims, mountains only for prelims, but hazards and the natural vegetation for mains also. And friend, now let us go to 12th NCERT. Okay, friends, you will understand the importance of each textbook if I go through the important points of textbook and tell you what are the questions that are occurring. Just if I say this is important, you may not be able to put them in perspective, right? So, for example, see here. Again, 12th class textbooks, two books are there, 12th class. This is Indian Human Geography. They call it as People Economy. The Society, Social and Economic Geography. Okay. This is World Human Geography. They call it Fundamentals of Human Geography. Now let me tell you, these numbers are not right. Most of these numbers have changed. What are these? The migration pattern, which state has highest population, which state has population density, which state has more land under soybean cultivation, and then rice production in India globally, if you look at, is the third rank, fourth rank. So, or for example, the road length of India, import highways of India, or import industries of India, which minerals are there in India. All these things are changing. I mean, in 2001 census, the population census, 2011 census, 2021 census, which you can know, right? 2011 census. So as the census keep occurring, every 10 years, things change. So from this textbook, some of the numbers are 2001 census numbers, 2001. 2011 census numbers are not given in some of the chapters. So while reading this textbook, please search in the Google. Please, anything, for example, you are studying that West Bengal has got the highest population density. Search in the Google about the recent population density, which has the highest density, or which has population, or which state has highest number of tribal population, like that. So keep Google along with you for Indian human geography, anything, agriculture also, sugarcane production may be highest according to this book, it may be highest in one state, but recently sugarcane production might have increased in other state. So any student who is blindly following these numbers, high chance of making mistake in the questions from this book. Okay? That's one thing you should be in mind. Now, let me tell you the important topics of this textbook, the Indian Human Geography, because from prelims point of view, it's very important. And from mains point of view, this is just like economy. Mostly economy also they use these questions. Okay? It's a combination of economy and geography. For example, population, migration, human development. I told you, population means the characteristics, the distribution of population, density of population, where it is more, where the tribal population, religion-based population, whatever, census one. Then migration. Migration is purely mains point of view. The cause of migration, consequence, the mains point of view. You should just understand the concept, but don't need to buy out anything from this. See, you should know what to buy hard, what not to buy hard. When I told you about Indian physical or rivers and all, you have to buy hard. Here, the migration, I'll never buy hard. Understand the concept, throw it aside, that's all. Okay? Don't buy hard. Human settlements is not at all important for either prelims or mains. Till today, they never give any questions for human settlement. So just give a glance and leave the topic away. Human settlement means circular pattern, how they settle, in some villages a linear pattern. So this kind of settlements is not important means don't spend enough time and buy out all those things. Just give a glance and leave it. Okay? Then friends, the land resources and agriculture. The land resources that are given in this textbook are also not very important to buy hard. But agriculture is very important. You know what? Only from agriculture they give 4 to 5 questions. Only agriculture. Means which crops are highly exported, which crop is grown in which area. Not only crops, even the fertilizer subsidies. They combine the economy, the trade. They combine with geography, agriculture. Spend enough time on agriculture. In fact, NCERT is not enough for agriculture. For agriculture, in the last 1 year, current affairs also, you should know the India's trade in various crops. And I told you, sugar cane last year some state will be there, this year some state. You should make all the updates in agriculture. Agriculture, I would say, is very important. If you have any material agriculture, for example, last 12 months of current affairs, agriculture is also important. Or any recent agriculture committee reports are important. Don't rely on NCERT, it's not enough. NCERT is not enough for agriculture. For example, this year the questions were on permaculture, natural farming. The questions are on that, which are not there in NCERT. Okay? Then friends, water resources, mineral resources, industries are continuation of 8th class NCERT. So read 8th NCERT and then come to these chapters, which are very important from mains point of view. Mains they have asked many times, what is the reason why textile industries are in Gujarat or Mumbai? It's called locational factor. Why the oil refining industry is along the port, or why oil refining industry is in North India where there is no port? Locational factors. Understand? Directly you can answer from 8th and 12th NCERT mains. There are many questions on that. Industries. Then friends, the transportation, communication, international trade are only from mains point of view. Very brief you can read. Don't buy anything from that. Don't read them in detail by heart, because trade is completely changing every year. Trade. There is no standard statistics to buy heart from trade. Okay? That's all about the Indian human geography. Compared to the world human geography, not so important from the by hearting point of view. Very general you can read. For example, in the globally, world human geography is globally important trade routes, transportation routes, globally types of agriculture, commercial farming, sustainable farming, global understanding, brief idea, that's all, broad idea. And then population, global population, it's also changing continuously. Over the main idea only. Don't try to read in detail, underline every point, by heart. Don't do that for this textbook. For this textbook, do not do that. This textbook is only for understanding, broadly getting a picture of what is happening, global agriculture, global industries, global trade, transport, that's all, okay? That's all about these 11th and 12th standard textbooks. Coming to the 6th, 7th, 8th and 10th, give a glance. Why I'm asking give a glance? Most of them are in 11th and 12th. Some facts may be missing in 11th and 12th, like the water. I don't know, the ice caps, rivers, lakes. You may be missing them. See, you cannot afford to miss even a single question. Prelims, these days, just 1 or 2 bits only, many students fail or pass. For example, if you take the last 4 years of UPSC toppers, the first rank, second rank toppers, they have cleared prelims just with 1 bit. I don't want to name them. There are first rankers also who cleared the prelims just by 1 bit, single bit, they cleared the prelims. Every bit is important. Here the point is, when NCERTs are with you, when everybody is reading that, if you avoid the NCERT and if you read the standard books or material, you will miss out some questions like the ice caps questions there, river, lake, ice caps, groundwater. You will miss the question because your entire knowledge of geography cannot help you answer that question. Don't NCERT. That's what yesterday also Naidu said to know. Don't miss the obvious. What everybody reads, you have to read. Beyond that, if you don't read also, it's okay. But this question, many people answer, but you will miss out. Okay. So in that point of view, friends, I want to once again emphasize on the sources, what to read, how to read the NCERTs, syllabus as you understand. Now, let us analyze. Let us go through. I'll quickly go through last 2 years prelims questions. Quickly. I will not explain. I will not go through all the options. What are the areas they're touching? What are the areas they're touching in the prelims as well as mains? So that you'll have a broad idea. And after going home, you go through previous 3-4 more years. But no need to go before 2013. 2013 onwards, the pattern is changing, no? Prelims and mains. 13 to 21 is enough. 21. Prelims and mains. I would try to analyze 21 and 20. That's all. Analyze. You go home, the same analysis, you continue the previous papers. Okay? Let's see. First of all, before going there, what topics you have to make notes for NCERT, what not? The topics I told no, which are important from by-hearting point of view, factual point of view, you have to make notes. Without making notes, for example, the Indian drainage system is the rivers and all. Without making notes, if you keep on reading the same chapter, it's very confusing. In a single line, they will mention the different rivers names, origin point, states, everything. You have to make a detailed list. Rivers, origin point, states they pass through, plateaus they pass through, where is the mouth, make a chart like that, by heart it. Only those kind of things you have to make notes. For example, migration, human settlements, or the global trade and all, no need to make notes. Just read, understand, throw it away. That's how you have to go through. Because the common question I hear from many students is, sir, shall we make the entire NCERT notes? Or say, sir, I'm unable to make the entire NCERT notes, sir. Some people think in black and white. If they want to make notes, they want to make notes from every textbook. They don't want to make notes, they don't want to make anything. Such kind of mindset I have seen mostly in UPSC aspirants. Right? I'm telling you, do not do that. Do not have that black and white rule. Okay? out of all geography NCERTs, as I told you just now, the topics which asked you to just show the facts which will not change, the chapters which you have to by heart, which you have to memorize, you have to make notes, no other way. Topics which you have to have broad understanding, just read and leave, which facts are changing, don't make a notes. Just read and leave, that's all. This is the final thing for the students who want to ask me about the note making. This is what I wanted, notes making, okay? Now, let me quickly tell you what are the questions. Miss, while going through different topics, I know which questions, but I want to tell you this year, last year questions. Prelims. Friends, one question is about savanna. They asked, in savanna type of climate, in savanna type of forest, why mostly grass is there? Very few trees are there. Why? Is it because of type of soil, or rainfall, or fire? This, as I told you, the global natural vegetation, the world physical geography. In natural vegetation, you will actually read this question, but in that they did not clearly mention why savanna has very few trees. Why? Clear explanation not there. 1 or 2 points are there. But those students who have read GC Leong, I don't know GC Leong where savanna type of climate, GC Leong, they take each region of the world, savanna, Mediterranean. They not only explain the climate, but they also explain who are the type of tribes living there, type of rainfall there, and type of soil there, type of vegetation there. Means they combine all those things. That's why I suggest GC Leong. For students who want to read something beyond GC Leong, those different regions of the world. It will make it very clear in your mind. Relation between the climate, vegetation, people, their economic activities. In different regions of the world, in one region, people will do one kind of economic activity. In another region, another activity, based on the climate. So that is very clear in the GC Leong. So from that you can actually answer this question, savanna. Okay? This is natural vegetation. I am telling you each question, which region, which part, which source you can read. Generally, let us have general understanding. Then friends, see they ask you about, I told you, the water distribution. More water is there in rivers or lakes or groundwater, that question. Direct from South NCERT. Next is the moringa, tamarind is there now. That only from current affairs. Students who have read the newspaper know, they would have read recently. The moringa seeds, India is exporting. The demand of moringa seeds has increased because of biofuel. They are used as biofuel. Only current affairs who have read can answer the question. It's not purely from geography. But I would say those students who are.
So can you briefly explain the savannas and
Okay. See, actually, he's asking in the savanna. Savanna is it coming, Ashok? Okay. In savanna type of natural vegetation, he's asking why most grass is there, why trees are highly scattered. Friends, one reason is that forest fires. For that climate, forest fires are frequent. When forest fires are frequent, it won't give enough time for trees to grow completely. That's the major reason. Okay. Second reason is herbivores. There are a lot of herbivores there which keep on grazing. They do not allow a tree to grow completely. They keep on grazing it, you understand? So these two are the main reasons. From these two you can answer the question actually. Okay. Then I told you, the moringa and tamarind. Moringa, tamarind, students who have read natural vegetation of India or the agriculture of India, somewhere they would have read that tamarind is a minor forest produce. They read that. From there you can answer the question. You can have confidence to answer. Otherwise, those students who are following current affairs can answer better about the biofuel, how moringa seeds is a biofuel. Okay. Then the question is, next question about I told you black cotton soil. How black soil came from the volcanic thing. That comes from the soils topic, physical geography, soils, directly given NCERT. Okay. The black soil comes from the volcanic eruption. Then permaculture. Permaculture is something that is not there in NCERT student. I told agriculture from the current affairs. These days, many scientists, many the organic farmers are actually encouraging permaculture. Some of the heroes also. For example, they say in Andhra Pradesh, Hyderabad, I think, Pawan Kalyan has a farmland where he is doing permaculture. Or Maharashtra, there are some people who are going around India and propagating permaculture. Current affairs. But reading current affairs, understand. In permaculture, they use mulching, Permaculture, they don't encourage a single crop, monocrop. They multiple cropping they encourage. That you can answer only from the current affairs, not from the NCERT. Then for agriculture, the point agriculture is very important. Then palm oil, again agriculture, palm oil. So palm oil, what is the importance of palm oil? I mean, it uses biofuel, yes, the biofuel, palm oil. And then palm oil is raw material to make lipstick, yes. So that also comes only from the current affairs. Because palm oil has been asked not only this year, before it was there, even before it also was there, it palm oil. Because India actually producing a lot of palm oil, but still we are importing palm oil. See, some palm oil exported, some is imported. So it has come in the current affairs several times. So through current affairs, agriculture, current affairs. Then for example, river. I told the river system. The Indus, Jhelum, Chenab. The question is there this year. Then pure facts. For example, Sargol, Khatu, Didwana. What are these terms? They're actually salt lakes. That actually, friend, is not there in any NCERT. That it has come in 1 or 2 articles in newspaper. That's all. So I would say it's very. If you are lucky, you can guess it. Otherwise, you cannot guess it. There are questions like that. Okay? But those students who know Hindi language, for example, Kuchaman, Sargol, Khatu, if you understand from that, okay, it is something with salt. You understand? Friends, in UPSC, please don't think that you have to answer every question only from your knowledge or only from your information. You can answer awareness also. General awareness. Hindi names are there. Look at the Hindi name. Oh, the Hindi name is something related to salt. Among the options, there is salt lake. Go for salt lake, saline lake. Don't you think about it? Naturally, I would say common sense or general awareness. Use it. I'm seeing, last 3 to 4 years, only those students who are using that common sense, awareness, trying to not always recap from textbooks. Generally, okay, this means it may be this one. That kind of intuition is helping out in prelims. See, not blind intuition, but from the language, from the words, you have to derive. That's the only way you can actually score good marks in prelims. Okay? Then consider the following rivers. For example, I told you which of the following rivers. Only Nagavali and Vamsadhar from Eastern Ghats. For example, Brahmani and Subarnarekha. These rivers are not from Eastern Ghats. They are from actually Bihar, Jharkhand area. Bihar, Jharkhand area where Eastern Ghats are not there. Like that, you can answer them. So to answer these questions, they gave 4 rivers. Do you know that Brahmani and Subarnarekha are not from Eastern Ghats? You can eliminate them. So the remaining rivers are Nagavali and Vamsadhara. Because most of us will not be knowing about the Nagavali and Vamsadhara. But Brahmani and Subarnarekha are famous rivers. They are not from Eastern Ghats. Eliminate them. Remaining 2 are from Eastern Ghats. Like that. So Indian drainage system, the Indian physical geography, rivers is very important. Okay. Then friends, among the following, which one is the least water efficient crop? Sugarcane is actually least water efficient. On sugarcane, there are many articles. Sugarcane is consuming a lot of water. For example, Maharashtra, Vidarbha area, government is telling please don't grow sugarcane because water is not there. The sugarcane uses high amount of water, so better not use it. So these kind of articles, general news, if you read, you can answer this question. Current affairs. That's all. The second thing is the natural vegetation. They gave a condition. They said that leaf litter decomposes very fast. Means water leaves fall down. No? It decomposes very fast, and then they give some more, and it is actually tropical rainforest. Like that. Means natural vegetation is very important topic. It's a world physical geography. So if you see, I finished. That's all. 12 questions. Last year they gave us some 17 questions. Before that, 14 questions of geography. So I think I'll again come back to the previous paper after some time. But if you observe broadly, how are the questions? Agriculture, few current affairs, mostly NCERT. You understand? So how to approach geography? First, NCERT you have to read, no other way. Current affairs, of course, you have to read, but you may not be able to you may not be able to answer all questions of current affairs. Some current affairs are very vague. They will come only once in newspaper. For example, the salt lake is there. The area comes to newspaper. If you are lucky, you will read it. But general understanding of agriculture, if you read newspaper every day, newspaper, you can answer sugarcane question and some other questions. General understanding. Okay. First NCERT. Second is newspapers. Third is guessing by common sense. In geography, you can do it more. In geography, in environment also. Because UP is asking general questions. Environment also, there is a buffalo, or there are some birds which stay on the buffalo and they consume the food. So people from villages, they understand, okay, that is the kind of word, small word, they can understand. That common sense, saline lake is, salt lake is there, Hindi word, common sense. That pure common sense, confidence. But see, this is a question of general thing happening around us. This question, definitely I can answer using my common sense. That belief should be there inside you. Some people are like that, they think that this question I never read from any textbook, I never read from any newspaper, so I should not try to answer it. If I answer, I will go wrong. That mindset will not take me anywhere. In prelims, this is a general question. Common sense I can use. I am somehow able to intuition understand it. Go for it, that's all. You have to do that. That's why I'm asking you to write more and more mock exams. If you write more mock exams, this quality will improve. However, all the prelims test series in India are slightly not very close to UPSC. Because UPSC is good at asking very common sense questions. But any institute of India cannot do that, We ask questions from newspapers, textbooks, or whatever material. We cannot frame a question out of common sense. But UPSC is doing it. That's why I'm asking you, telling you, even if you get less marks in these mock exams, don't be afraid. There are some common sense questions in UPSC. Those who believe in their common sense, who want to go back at intuition, will clear the prelims examination. So, go through last 7 to 8 years of prelims papers. Solve them. Get the confidence on your own common sense. Okay? Now, let us go to the mains questions. See how mains questions are there. Okay? How are the mains questions? Let us see. Friends, I'll quickly go through the topics they gave in this year's mains question. Okay? See, differentiate the causes of landslides in the Himalayan region Western Ghats. This question has come almost 3 times in the last 10 years. In Himalayas and in Western Ghats, why landslides are occurring? Landslides. It is directly from the NCERT. NCERT, the Indian physical geography is there. Indian physical environment. There they gave a topic on landslides, earthquakes. There you can actually find it. Okay. So, how can students answer this question? Number 1, by reading the NCERT Indian Physical Geography. Number 2, those students who have gone through last 8 years of mains question papers, same question repeated. Simple. Okay. Then, despite India being one of the countries in Gondwana land, its mining industry contributes much less to GDP. Why mining industry in India is not very well developed? That's what I'm telling you. Actually, Gondwana land means the ancient Gondwana land, which is famous for the minerals. Though India is in that Gondwana land, still why mining is not famous? This is directly from the Indian human geography. The mining, the minerals, Indian human geography. And also see, mining is both physical and human geography. Physical geography in the sense, natural occurring minerals. Human geography in the sense, why we are unable to develop the mining industry. Reasons, for example, some countries may have good mines, but they may not be able to develop the mining industry. So it's a combination of both. So, forget the question. Remember the idea. Idea is Indian physical geography, human geography, just NCERT. Just NCERT and common sense, nothing else. Okay? Then, what are the environmental implications of reclamation of water bodies into urban land use? Explain the examples. Friends, see, in the urban areas, population is increasing. They're using the wetlands, water bodies, everything. They're exploiting most of the groundwater. Wetlands are encroached. Because of that, what are the implications? This is, I would say, pure environmental topic which has come several times in newspaper. Urban land use. Why encroachment of wetlands, exploitation of groundwater, how it's affecting the water bodies, pure current affairs. But traditional, if you read any environment textbook for UPSC, you can ask this, or current affairs also you can ask this. I told you, geography is interlinked with the environment and current affairs. That's how it is. But for this, don't try to think that to answer this question I have to read some other textbook of geography. Some people feel like that. Some people feel that this question is not there in NCERT directly. How can I answer it? So I have to purchase a very big book for geography. Some people market also. In this book, everything is covered in geography. They market it like that. Don't go for it. Waste of time. CRT. The environment anyway, you have some idea now. Newspaper reading now. Combine them and the exam. That's all. Okay. Then friends, now see this question. Mention the global occurrence of volcanic eruptions in 2021 and their impact on the regional environment. Is purely from newspaper only. If you read newspaper in the last 1 year, 2021, what are the volcanoes? And every day volcano have come, In the article, they explain the implications of volcano also. That is enough. No take from anywhere else. However, one more thing. If you have read the volcanics chapter from the Indian physical geography or world physical geography, there they have mentioned the implication of any volcano. That you can write. So static part is from textbook. Let us say some students actually felt that 2021 volcanoes, I do not know. I have never read current affairs. What should I do? It's okay. Leave it, but write implications. Implications are common in any volcano. Same implications now, which are mentioned in textbook volcano. Write those things. Understand? Answer half of the question. That's why you have to go for it. Then, why is India considered subcontinent? Elaborated, friends. This is a very basic question from Indian physical geography. Why is India called subcontinent? It is clearly mentioned in NCERT. One chapter, 3 pages they gave why India is subcontinent. It is there both in 7th class NCERT and even 11th class NCERT. India is subcontinent. You understand? NCERT only directly. So we'll say that because it has got mountains, it has got islands, it has got oceans, it has got all kind of landforms of the continent. It's for subcontinent like that. Okay. Then briefly mention the alignment of major mountain ranges of the world and explain the impact on local weather conditions. Friends, this actually can be understood again from the 11th class World Physical Geography. Briefly mention the world, what are the ways mountains change. Each mountain chain, how it is affecting the climate, the winds, how it is causing rainfall. Directly you can answer from from climatology as well as from the geomorphology. In 11th NCERT, climatology, they mentioned local winds will be there. Chinook, Foyne, local wind. There they mentioned this local wind because of this mountain. And in the geomorphology, they mentioned about different mountains. They had combined them. Purely from NCERT, no need to go any outside. I'm just building your confidence on from NCERT newspaper. You can answer any question. That's the basic idea. That's all. Okay. Don't run behind textbooks and all. Material, institute material. Don't run behind all those things. Just geography. I'm telling you geography based on. Friends, just take this one for geography. Remaining subjects. Recently, economy faculty came, polity faculty came. They told the perspective of the subject. No, I'm telling you geography perspective. Geography. Okay. Then, how do the melting of Arctic ice and glaciers of Antarctica differently affect the weather patterns and human activities on the Earth? Friends, melting of Arctic ice is coming in newspaper for last 5 years. Some countries actually formed a union also. Arctic Union. To actually study the Arctic Sea as ice is melting. And how? See, here they are asking about melting of Arctic ice and also melting of Antarctic glaciers. How they differently affect both the weather pattern and human activities, navigation, fishing, water, mining, whatever, and weather pattern. How they affect. That has come many times in newspaper, many times. So this is not a rare current affairs article. It's a very common current affairs article. Anybody who is general in newspaper also can ask this question. Okay. Then discuss the multi-dimensional implication of uneven distribution of mineral oil in the world. But this I would say, in the international relations point of view, as mineral oil is not uniformly distributed, what are the implications? In the IR, actually, it has been focused many times. Students who read more IR or who have listened to IR classes or in the current affairs IR can answer this question, the implications. So this is not purely geography, in fact, it's a combination of IR. Okay. What I'm saying is, just by looking at this question, don't think that this question came in GS1, it is geography question, not there in current affairs, not there. Don't think like that. It's an IR question actually. But you are read geography point of view, that's all. Okay. What are the main socio-economic implications arising out of the development of IT industries? That means in India, in many cities, IT companies coming, software companies coming. Because of the software companies, how it is affecting the social condition, economic condition. This question has come in geography option also. And this question is there even in the NCERT, post-independent India and global world politics also a few lines are there. So it is spread across IT industry. Generally also many sociologists in the Hindu newspaper also many times it came. How IT industry affecting economy of India, trade of India, society of India, how it is actually leading to women empowerment in India, how it is increasing the cost of living in India, how it is bringing a lot of money into India. Generally, this question I would say, without reading anything else, generally you can read. Generally. Friends, I told you, In prelims, some questions you have to build your common sense. Don't try to bring the knowledge from NCERT or current affair. Your own common sense, you have to ask some questions. There are mains also there are questions like this. Mains of IT industry is there. Generally go for the answer, okay? So that's all about the mains questions. Now at the end, as a conclusion, what I would say. As a conclusion, I would say that after going through this year mains paper, this year prelims paper geography, conclusion same thing. There are some questions, directly use your common sense, write the answer. Don't try to bring anything from anywhere. Okay? There are some questions, directly from newspapers you can write. There are some questions that NCERT you can write. Other than this, nothing is required. So first I have explained the syllabus of UPSC. Second, I mentioned you each NCERT what you have to read, what to focus, what not to focus, what to make notes, what not to make notes. Third, I have gone through this year prelims and mains questions to re-emphasize on the importance of these things. That's all. Okay, friends. As we start the 2023 prelims and mains batch, generally the number of geography classes will be around some 70 classes. Each of 2 hours will happen. In these classes, generally what we do is essentially whatever is there in NCERT is basically we will just expand upon that, add some current affairs to it, just clear some of the concepts. I would say some of the topics of geography you can prepare yourself also, but some physical geography concepts maybe explanation is required, some kind of a mentor is required, some kind of coaching may be required for some students. Some of you who have got good background of physics and whatever, you can read that also by yourself. Okay, human geography you can understand yourself more, human geography. That's why even in our class also we spend more time on physical geography because concepts shall be cleared there. Human geography is mere repetition of this agriculture, here these crops are there, the industries are there. Nothing much to explain. We will explain you how to remember those things, that's all. Okay, that's how the class will go on. And we have geography is over today. I have explained geography. Previously polity over, economy over, current affairs over, history also over. Environment orientation session will be there tomorrow mostly. Environment orientation by another faculty. And then after that, science and technology orientation will be there. So you can make use of the orientation sessions to just expand your understanding of the UPSC syllabus, how exam is there, what sources. Simple syllabus, exam pattern, sources, that's all. Other than that, no need to spend time on anything else. Okay? See you friends. Any doubts you have got? Any doubts? You just call Ashok. Anybody who is in chat. Can you call Ashok? Ashok. And other students have got some notes, I'll clear the doubts before ending the session. What time? No, I would say she's asking whether a STAD book is required geography. Notes are not required really, as we have seen the questions also. Current affairs, NCERT and coaching. Any questions are there?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Offline classes.
Offline classes. See, offline classes, whatever geography, entire prelims come mains coaching. Offline classes will start from this Friday. Offline class, morning batch, 9 to 12 class will go on. But our offline class will be different. It's like, see, in a week, only 2 subjects. First week, history, polity will go on. Next, geography, environment. Again, history, polity. Like that, every week, 2 topics will parallelly go on. And then, after every class, 9 to 12 class will happen now. From 12 to 12:15, we'll give 2 mains questions on that topic. We'll give the questions, we'll go home, write the questions, come back. Next day, we'll evaluate as well as explain the questions in the class. So that when you write, as I told you all some of students, as you write the questions every day, you will understand what to read. When you do not write any questions, when you're only reading, you will feel that you have read everything, every line, every book, that feeling will come. But as you're writing every day some answers, you'll understand limitations. Okay, this much is enough. We don't need to read more than 5-6 points on any topic. That understanding will come. Every weekend, prelims exam, prelims questions will be given. Some hard questions. Whatever we covered in that week, some questions will be given. So that you have to practice more objective questions to again, know what facts are important, what facts are not important. That one only. That's all. Don't consider that exam writing is like reproducing or knowing your knowledge. It's not knowing your knowledge. It's about, as you write exams, you'll understand what is important, where to stop, how much to read, then understand it. That's all. Okay? Any other question?
Is NCERT 11 for prelims and mains?
Yeah, see, somebody asked, is in NCERT 11th and 12th enough for prelims and mains? I would say yes, they are enough. 11th and 12th, if you read, no. 6th to 10th are mostly covered in 11th and 12th. But as I told, some 2 or 3 facts may be there in 6th and 7th NCERT. For that, you have no other way. But start with 11th and 12th, finish 11th and 12th, understand, quickly go through 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, in just 5 days you can finish. After finishing 11th and 12th, 6th to 10th will take only 5 days. But go through it. Do not leave it. Okay, then that's all right. Okay, friends, then take care. See you. Bye. What is it? Okay, yeah. Actually, thanks for actually telling that. We have planned orientation classes only for different subjects: science, technology, environment, geography, economy. General essay as well as answer writing. We did not plan orientation class. But thanks for asking. What's your name? And Shankar has asked for general essay. We will keep a orientation class general essay also. After environment, S&T, IR is over, no? IR over. Next class, I will put one mains answer writing orientation, one essay orientation also we will put. But before coming to essay orientation, in the YouTube, already I have kept a class on this year's essay paper analysis. Means I have explained the answers also. What answers I would be writing, or how you should think about each essay. As essays are becoming very broad, very general, how to use whatever knowledge you gained in UPSC, how to use in the essay. Go to the YouTube that video and then I will keep a general essay orientation also. Okay, friends. Any other, no other notes, right? See, optional, our institute is providing only anthropology, sociology, public administration, political science, geography, Telugu literature, and economics. Economics optionals. But economics, very few will attend. Many people will not be there. Only the 7 options we are giving from our academy side. Okay. But it does not mean you have to choose only these 7. Generally, what happens is, most institutes, what they do is, what are options they teach, they say it's the best option, join the option. But I do not believe in that. Okay, you have to choose optional based on, if you, for example, you are from, so let's say, you are BCom and strong in commerce and accountancy, go through syllabus. If you are very strong, you can take it actually. No need to do chart accountancy about it. If you are a BTech from some good college, you love mathematics, take mathematics. Some people say that no, mathematics will not help in general studies, do not take it. Nothing like that. If you love it, go for it. But before going for it, think twice and thrice. Go through sources, question papers, all those things. Optional purely go by your interest, your background, availability of good faculty and good resources, availability, and then good mentor. You should have a group of people, 3-4 people, prepare it together, so that one person prepare 2-3 chapters, give insights to you. You prepare 4 chapters, give insights to him. Such kind of companionship is very important option. Okay. Any other questions you want to ask? But see, in these 7 optionals, most of the options online also will be teaching, not only offline, online also. How did we start actually? We started anthropology 2 days ago, sociology 3 days ago, economics we going to start in 3 days, and geography also we started recently only. Some 5 classes are over, everything just started. So if you want, you can contact us, you can join online classes. Then?
Political science,
Yeah, political IR is there. Political IR, we are not going for a single faculty, 2 faculty. One faculty will be focusing on current affairs IR part. Another faculty will be focusing on the theories, thinkers and theories. But actually, political science, for example, these days, you see political PSIR, I know personally some students who haven't read any standard books. I'm not encouraging you to do that, I'm telling you. They have gone through, for the theoretical part, they have gone through toppers' notes. There are some toppers who have made their own notes. For thinkers and theories and static part, they will just go through that part. And IR part, they will go through current affairs, newspapers, and they will combine them, and they have got very good scores. Very good scores they have gone through. Okay? And also, the main thing is, in PSIR, while writing the paper 1, you should give examples of IR. While writing paper 2, you have to bring in some thinker, some theory. You have Aristotle in so and so book also. Mention so and so. From that you can tell like this. Like that you should be able to connect them. So write more answers. Have a good mentor who will evaluate the papers. In PSIR, you have to write some 3-4 questions every day. Show it to your faculty. Any faculty who you trust, you believe in. Any faculty who will be evaluating your answers. Or the faculty should have a team of people who evaluate your copies. Evaluation is required actually. Okay. That way, PSR is a good option these days. Many toppers are from PSR. PSR, anthropology, many toppers are there. General trend is that if somebody gets first rank, second rank, third rank, everybody take their option. Previous public administration like that, then geography, now PSR, then anthropology like that. Okay, but I would say not go in that way. You will base your interest on. Okay, then anything else?
Class started.
What is that?
Class started.
Which subject? Our classes. See,
Yes.
our classes. Our 2023 prelims cum mains coaching is starting from this Saturday. Okay. Once the orientation is over, the class will start. But see, never believe, never completely trust only in the classes. The class is 50%. The 50% is reading newspaper, writing at least 2 answers every day, getting the evaluate. For example, we have kept separate mentorship, one team for evaluation. For example, I may not be evaluated all papers, not I may evaluate. We have a team. We will only evaluate. Every day you write some answers. Every faculty before leaving the class will give 1 or 2 questions. You write the answers. There is a team who evaluate the answers. Because I personally believe that an institute should provide you such kind of support. Just bringing the best faculty, giving, teaching subject in the best possible way is not really that much important. That is to some extent. Because any faculty will almost teach the same subject. Some faculty make it interesting for you, that's all. But the idea is the same. Okay? But of course the faculty should have good knowledge. But make it interesting or not changes, depends on the faculty experience, whatever. But compared to that, the support system that you provide, support system. Every day write answers, evaluate that, every weekend keeping the prelims exam. And then students who are weak in some area should be able to approach some mentor, some faculty, talk to them, clear their doubts. That actually plays very important in UPSC. You should have somebody to approach, ask any kind of doubt, clear the doubt, in the newspaper or books, whatever. And if some people may have some feel like, sir, I'm unable to read this book, sir, I am very slow in reading, sir, what shall I do? Such kind of things also, some faculty should be there to clear. That support system is very important, not just the coaching. Of course, we have best faculty without any doubt, but then along with the coaching support system, we are emphasizing more support system. Okay. Then anything else, friends? What's your name?
Somnath.
Okay, friends. Huh? For which subject? Hey, this is a very broad question. It's asking for all subjects what are standard books you have to read. That I would say in this class, if I start telling, for example, see, polity, all Lakshmikant is enough according to me. But polity faculty suggest you something. Along with NCERT actually is enough. For example, according to me, history, ancient medieval standard books are not required. NCERT is enough. For modern history, spectrum is enough, I would say. Okay, I would say. But our history faculty, Chakravarti sir. Chakravarti sir is like very good history, will be telling you what books you have to read. Like the environment is there. I would say Shankar. Though Shankar is another academy, still I suggest that book. Because I have no problem with which academy you are learning. At the end of the day, you should get the best source and read it. For example, some other IAS academy has made a very good material. I would suggest you that one. Because if that is best material to follow it. What's wrong in that? Shankar is best for environment. No other book is according to me is required actually for current affairs, environment. And according to interest relations, no standard book, just the current affairs. Some institutes may, for example, Sarat Chandra IAS Academy also is every day uploading the current affairs. In the website, if you see, our current affairs very elaborate. For every topic, we give the background also. Okay. So IR, for example, India, US, something happened recently. Some defense pact was signed recently. You have to go into little background. India, US, what are the previous relation? Main ties are in technology or defense. What are cultural ties, soft power? We have to discuss all those things. IR. Okay. Then history, geography I told, environment I told, polity I told. What else is there? Polity, history, geography, economy. Economy, I would say, standard textbook, I would say, recently Nitin Singhani has come. It's a good textbook. Murnal is also a good material. Some 678 pages is good material. But again, UPSC is only asking very basics from NCERT and current affairs, that's all. But some students only NCERT, current affairs, satisfaction will not come. You won't be satisfied. NCERT just 2-3 books are there. Microeconomics not important in 12th class. Macroeconomics, out of all chapters, only 4 or 5 are important. Remaining are mathematical, leave it. 11th class economics textbook is like general, very general. Indian economy, very general. It won't give any satisfaction of factual information. 9th and 10th are like very basic. So people want to read something more. Sometimes it's all about satisfaction. If you are satisfied with that book, automatically perform very well. I know some students who will not read any books for economics, only current affairs, some notes they will read, but they're satisfied, happy. Yes, I can write. They'll write very well. Some students will read many books, but still not satisfied, not confident. They cannot write the exam very well. Okay, like that. Economy, NCERT, Nitin Singhania, Ramesh Singh, previous still. Now Nitin Singhania, Mrunal is also good. Mrunal. Okay. Even Sarat Chandra IAS Academy also provides a set of material for every book. History, geography, economy, we have material. Those students who join our institution, we give material. And our material is derived from, frankly, our material is derived from some NCERT, some good points of other institutes also across India. Some other institutes, some good points are there. No, we have taken that. Some standard books we have taken, NCERT we have taken, we made good material. But that material updated only before 3 months. In last 3 months, current affairs did not add it, which we will add in next year. Okay, so our material also I would suggest it's a good material, or our institute also. Okay, anything else, friend? Okay, then check here. See you. Bye. Okay.
And